Hello, this is Carla Hunter, and I am your instructor for interpersonal communication, SPCM 201. And this is just a brief update to make sure that everyone is on the same page, literally and figuratively, about what is expected for our upcoming assignment. I'm sorry for the snags and snafus in the syllabus. I may have told some of you that this is the first semester I've actually allowed any rewrite possibilities for any of the papers actually, and I thought I would start with the SCP since it's the earliest one. My reason for that is that occasionally, well, actually, no, often students don't really see how I see their writing in terms of its credibility and its clarity and what it communicates. And in an online class, that's mostly what we have. If you ever want to argue for being able to send me a video, I'll listen. But for the most part, online communication is written. So the more clear and the more credible you can be, the better. So I want to talk to you about this SCP. I promise I'll keep it kind of short. This is the front page for our course, and if you click in the content module, you will see that our syllabus is here in the introductory materials right there. I always just download it instead of trying to use the document opener. You may have experienced this a couple of days ago that the document opener was not working. So download is your friend. And as I said in the syllabus, if you download things and print them out, your life will be much easier because you don't have to keep going back and forth. This is a little confusing for some people that for this first module, the lectures are separate from the assignment. So if you've been having trouble finding the self-concept major assignment description, if that link in your syllabus wasn't working for you, then this is where you go. So just come over here and download that document and go ahead. If I were you, I would probably save it, but there it is, the self-concept paper, online discussion, and reflection. So all three of the papers, self-concept, listening, and conflict, which are due at various points in the semester, are laid out in detail when they are due in your syllabus. There have been, as I said, a few typos and snafus that are just as a result of my tweaking the syllabus to make room for that rewrite opportunity. So if you've done that, great. If not, no problem. And I'll just look forward to reading your discussions after you post them. So here are the objectives for the assignment. Read through this a couple of times, but then, if you need to, call me or email me, 605-212-0894, or text me. And as long as you call between the hours of 8:30 and 10, because I have little kids, and I got to get them to school in the morning and put them to bed at night, I will love to answer your questions. But I do appreciate it very, very much if you read the syllabus, the schedule, and the description for an exercise for an assignment before you call me. That makes your life and mine much, much easier. So you go to the discussion portal. As you may have noticed from one of the emails I sent the other day, there has been a little confusion about that. The discussions, I guess that is another thing I changed this semester. Lucky you, haha. But it's all for your good. It's all really, really great reasons because in the past, some discussion groups were really discombobulated because people would add and drop in that first week. And so we'd have some groups of 6 and some groups of 2 or 3, and we'd have to change things around. That was confusing. So I didn't perfectly comb through every document to find all the references that said initially that you should look for that Find Your Groups Here document right away. That will be online on Monday of week 2. So at that point, you see the discussion portal. Be certain you post and respond to the appropriate group every time. This assignment has multiple steps, each with its own precise deadline in the schedule on the syllabus. I didn't change much else, if anything, that I'm aware of, so most of those things have been vetted for numerous semesters and should be fine. So you post your initial assigned discussion essay, the paper, in the discussion for your group mates. Then you are required to respond to every member in your group at least one time by the given time in the syllabus schedule. Then After that initial deadline, you post 4 more responses within your group. It could be 4 responses to one person. It could be 2 to 1 and 2 to another, or 2-1-1 or 1-1-1-1. However it shakes out, that's no problem. But you will need, if let's say you have 5 members total in your group, then you are one of the 5. So you post your initial post, then 1 to each of those people, then an additional 4, so you would have 9 total. Are you with me? Because I'm counting your initial post. So when I look up how many times you've posted, if you have 5 people in your group, you better have at least 9. If you have 6 people in your group, you better have at least 10. If you have 4 people in your group, then you only need 8. So hopefully you're following me there. You will be then having that discussion and writing a reflection just to me after it's all finished, what you learned through this assignment. The reflection doesn't get posted to the discussion. What happens is you take your initial paper, you take every discussion post that was authored by you. Do not post the ones that were authored by everyone to you. That's overwhelming. That's a lot of information and hard to wade through. So just the ones you composed. Then your reflection, put them all in a Word document, 2003 or newer, save it, and place it in the D2L Dropbox. So here's what's required of the paper itself. I don't care about an intro, body, and conclusion for this. What I want is for you guys to get to know each other and for me to get to know you better. And you might not have your textbooks yet. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I changed. I moved the quiz. So that won't be until week 3. So hopefully you are relieved about that. But anyway, you might not have your textbooks yet, so for this paper, you won't be graded based on your thoughts and opinions, but on the level of your insights and how well they're communicated and exemplified. So grammar style, word precision, punctuation, those things all count. Don't write like you're texting. Don't write like you're emailing a friend. This is a professional level paper. It's what I would call business casual writing style. So if you were first introducing yourself, say to a new coworker or someone you wanted to talk to about networking or a lead for a job, you would tell them things about yourself. Maybe not in this much detail, but I love these group exercises. I see so much group growth and development, and I find that those discussions really get deeper and more enjoyable for people than face-to-face ones do. And so I really, really get a real satisfaction out of seeing those groups develop. So you have 5 to 6 paragraphs total. These are the questions for you to look at, and then talk about, here's what makes you unique, and etc. So those are the types of questions you ask yourself to decide what areas you're going to talk about. What makes you unique? What are your values? What of these questions are going to teach us the most about those questions? Secondly, you have the discussion, and I told you a little bit about that. Then the reflection. You have very specific questions every time you have a reflection that is due. In this particular document, those are right here. And they're all about the roles you play in life in Chapter 6. And as the PowerPoint says, it isn't wrong that we all play different roles. I definitely need to act differently when I am a professor than I act as a wife, as a mom, as a daughter, as a friend. And sometimes those roles cross over a little bit, but especially in the professional world, it takes a long time for people to be comfortable with that and for that to be appropriate. So we definitely have to act differently and enact different scripts. So that's what I want you to think about. And then finally, the document to be graded. You put it in your Dropbox, and about a week after you turn in the overall Word document that is described in Step 4, I will get you your feedback and your grades, and I will work to do so in a fashion that helps you to understand that your feedback is valued, but also that hopefully helps you to continue to improve and optimize your writing and your future grades. I really, really love teaching this class, and I can't wait to get to know all of you. Good luck on the assignment, and let me know if you have further questions. Thanks.